Oh, I gotta love the scatting. Hello, everyone. How is everyone? Let me see. There we go. Oh no, the Christmas music. Oh no, let me see if I can put on some Christmas music. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing this fine evening? Let's see if I can put on some good Christmas music. What is everyone feeling? Let's see. Non-royalty free Christmas music. YouTube. I'm gonna put on some music. How's everyone doing? Good to see you, Taryn, Admiral Paco, Kate MacArthur, Andrew Clegg, and Amy Greenberg, Cappuccino Crafts. I hope everyone's doing good. Let's see. Wait. Let's see if I can find. No, I don't want Christian music. No, bad YouTube. That's not what I wanted. Christmas music, royalty free. Let's see. Or copyright free, I should say. Copyright free. Here we are. There we go. That feels appropriate. There we go. Alright, there we are. Alright, how is everyone doing today? Let me just turn it down a little bit. There we go. How's everyone doing this fine evening? I hope everyone's having a wonderful lead into the holidays. It's also good to see you, NCC 1701 Chris, Admiral Paco, Knit and Crochet Tiger, Ashton, Morgan, Asgard, Corey, good to see you, Jay Tozer, Vale, good to see you. I hope your headache is doing better from the other night. Ulysses the Pagan, Jeremy, John, R. McDud, Mick2, good to see all of you. Hello, everyone. Catherine Lambeth, thank you so much for the super chat. Heart to you. Congratulations on last week's video. You finally taught the algorithm to like Star Trek. Maybe it's just that sex sells enjoys your well-deserved holiday break. Thank you so much, Catherine. It's really good. I really appreciate that. Yes, I want to actually start off this stream really briefly to just actually address something. So let me just say something up front first. This is for those of you who are new to this is my chat stream. Every week on Thursdays, I spend about 1 hour just talking with all of you lovely all of you lovely folks just hanging out, having a fun time, talking about whatever you want to talk about. Super chats are super appreciated, and if you give a super chat, I give you a heart because it does help me pay my bills. But obviously, super chats are not required or necessary. I try to read the chat as best as I can, but of course, hearts. But of course, super chats do help, as I said. But regardless, I just answer whatever everyone else wants to say. And yes, Jenny Anna Jones, I did see Foreign's video because I'm in Foreign's video. I helped be in Foreign's video. By the way, if anyone doesn't know, Foreign Man to Foreign Land, I shared his video over my community tab. He and I just did a collab along with some other people talking about gender and how gender relates to sex and gender and race and all that stuff. And he did a fantastic job with that video, and I was pleased to have been part of it. And holy crap, Kevin, Hearty, oh my gosh, that is, I don't even know what to say to that. Kevin, thank you. Legitimately, I don't even know how to react to that. Kevin, that is incredibly generous. Thank you so much for that. Wow. Legitimately, Kevin, I do not know how to react to that. I feel like I can't. I'm a little bit stunned, to be kind of frank with you. Thank you, Kevin. Everyone, I have literally zero words. Kevin, thank you so much. That is incredibly kind and generous of you. Heart, like legitimately heart. I wish you had asked a question so I could like say like I could answer the question. But Kevin, thank you so much. Wow. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on that. Kevin, that I said it a billion times. Kevin, thank you. Thank you. I really yeah. Thank you very much. Looney, no, don't make this the Jessie Cry stream. I've already had an emotional week. I've already seen a bunch of super chats. Everyone, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I actually wanted to start off. Sorry, I'm just kind of like a little bit floored at the moment. I wanted to start off by saying something really nice, which this doesn't stop that. But the thing that I wanted to say was thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody for this week. For those of you who don't know, on Friday, I posted my Section Star Trek video, and I was very pleased with how it was going. I'm very proud of that video, and everyone seemed to like really appreciate it, and I was so relieved that it was doing well because, like I said, my Star Trek videos have not done super great, and that video was doing really, really well compared, especially considering it's a 2.5 hour long video. And I just have to say that, like, on, so number one, thank you for all that, but what happened was, on, I think, Monday, I got an email at, I think, like, 2 in the morning, because I'm a late night owl. I got an email at 2 in the morning saying that the video had been age restricted, which I could go into a whole rant about why I don't think that that's the case. We could talk about YouTube algorithm, but essentially what it does, the age restriction is prevents people who are not logged in and don't have an 18+ account from seeing the video, which obviously hurts its performance, and obviously also gives the impression the video is like porn, which the video is not. It's meant to be educational. And while I certainly don't think the video is all ages appropriate, it gives the wrong impression of the video. And also, like I said, it stops it at 18, where I think it really is like 13 up, which is something like Kappa, which is another thing already covers. And a few other things too. And my video totally fit the YouTube guidelines of being educational, all that stuff. And I just wanted to say, and so, sorry, I'm just like still a little bit floored, but and I see all the super chats and I want to get to them, and everyone's being so kind, and I'm trying to just explain and say something nice, and oh my gosh. Anyways, I just want to say, I got really upset, and it was a really difficult night because when I saw that, I freaked out because the video was one that I'm so intensely proud of and spent so much time on in the beginning of a series. It's just a video that, and it's a video that like speaks to my ethos as a person of just wanting to share my love of Star Trek, but also point out its flaws in human beings, and how even despite our flaws and terrible things that happen, inspiration can still be made from Star Trek and from all these things. And I just like this idea of just using sex as a way to talk about these intersections of our identity and how we can both be flawed and still achieve more than that. And that's the video. That's what this video and the whole series I think is going to say. And I was so proud of it, and for it to get age restricted really hurt, especially since I knew that it didn't deserve that, and I thought it was going to get buried. And so I posted about it on Twitter and here on YouTube, and so many of you reached out to me. Other creators reached out to me, FD Signifier, Foreign Man, Foreign Land, Maggie Mayfish, a few other people like reached out to me with help and got me in contact with people that can actually help with the situation. But all of that only happened because all of you like made a stink about it and shared the video and shared the disappointment with the age restriction, and it got it back. And talking with the YouTube people, they actually removed the age restriction. So the video is now free to thrive, as it were. I just want to say to everyone, that was only because of all of you. You saved this video that means so much to me. And I just cannot tell you how much it meant to me as like a Christmas present. So thank you to all of you. And I see all of the super chats, and I want to get to them. And I just want to say legitimately, right here, right now, and I've said this a billion times before, but I mean it more than ever right now. Thank you for everything that you have given me. Money is appreciated too, but like I'm not talking about that because that's regardless of the point. The thing that I'm saying, I am so thankful for this community. I'm so thankful for your kindness and everything that you've, like, your kind words, your thoughts, your support, your outspoken support, your making me feel like I am seen and heard and can share my voice in a way that I've never done before. And I've never really felt that. And to feel like I could express my frustration at something like this, it's something I was so proud of. And to feel people not only back me up and say that, yes, you should be proud of this, but also help me do better and it get seen. I cannot tell you how much it means to me. It really legitimately means. And this music that's playing, I didn't intend it. It feels appropriate for this moment. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for all of that. I love you all. and thank you for being a supportive, amazing community. And I see all of you, everyone. I see your super chats. Let me get to the super chats, but I just wanted to make sure I say that right up front because it meant a lot to me to see that. It really legitimately did. So thank you for being a wonderful, amazing community. And I'll leave it there because I see so many super chats that I just need to get to. Thank you, everybody. Like, y'all are way too generous, and I cannot tell you how much I mean it. Kevin especially. Kevin, thank you so much again. I've said it repeatedly, but Kevin, thank you. That was incredibly generous, and I mean it so much. But I also don't mean to devalue anyone else's generosity, because D. Duval, thank you. You lovely, lovely human, for your support as well. You said, small amount for your Christmas, Jessie. It's not a small amount. I appreciate it, D. Duval. Congrats on the Sex and Star in Trek video, and I'm glad you showed me another perspective on Matrix 4. I just thought it was derivative of the first. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I'm not. No spoilers for Matrix 4. I just posted my review for Matrix 4 on the other channel. It is a mess. It is definitely a mess, and is not the same on the same level as the original movie. But I really liked the Matrix sequel. I think I totally understand. I do feel like there's a little bit of people not getting it in terms of the reviews. With me being just like, I don't know why I have a mustache, but people do not understand it. Blah, 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 blah. But I also feel like it is a mess of a movie, so I understand why people reacting is like, ugh. And I don't think the action sequences are all that great. But what I do love about it, again, no spoilers, I think it is a fantastic, like, meta-narrative on the creation of sequels and how capitalism takes very anti-capitalist ideas and very anti-establishment ideas and actually makes them part of it, and actually like makes it trivial, as the movie says in it. And I think the movie just does a great job of being very prescient. And yes, it does by no means captures lightning in a bottle again. But I think the movie explicitly states that it's not trying to capture lightning in a bottle again. It's trying to just be another movie and try and say something today. And I think it knows it's not going to be The Matrix again. It never could be The Matrix again. And for that, I appreciate it, that it understands it on that level, but it also tries to say something about today, and it connects some interesting dots. And again, maybe not as subversive as the original film, but I still think it's a good movie. But that's my opinion. If you think it's a mess, totally fine. I totally get people not liking the movie. I get it. But I really, really did like it. So I appreciate that my review helped you, D. Duval, see more in it. But yeah, again, I totally get people not liking it. It just worked very much for me. Also, seeing they brought a lot of the Sense8 cast back for the movie, which made me very happy. Like, give me more Sense8. Like, I missed my Sense8 show, and seeing the Sense8 cast back in the movie just made me go, yes, my babies, my Sense8 babies, I love you so much. It just made me very happy. So thank you, D. Duval. The Molly J, hard to you. I need to scream about this. I sold my third novel today in the origin story of a trans superhero. Congratulations, Molly J. Please tell us when you release it. Let us know what it is, or if you have a title yet. But that's amazing. I love trans superhero books. I think like oh gosh, what was the Dreadnought is a fantastic book, and Not Your Sidekick is also a really great superhero trans book. So that's amazing, Molly J. Congratulations. Hopefully one day I'll be able to get something published like that. That's absolutely wonderful. I know how hard that must be. So congratulations. That's so awesome. Andrew Clegg, heart to you. We can't see the comments donations on the side. I don't know what you mean by that. The Andrew comments donation on the side. You should be able to see the comments and donations on the chat. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Well, I'm sorry, Andrew Clegg, but thank you for the super chat. Geek Filter. Oh my gosh, yes, we can actually talk about this now. Happy holidays, and thanks for all you've done this year and encouragement in all my endeavors. Geek Filter, yes, you're welcome. Of course, you do such amazing work, and I love you, Geek Filter. But also, Geek Filter, if those of you who haven't seen, I've been teasing it on the stream a few times, but Geek Filter, who makes he's the artist who makes my thumbnails on a bunch of my videos, as well as he is his own artist doing his own artist things. And guess what? He worked on the Star Trek thing. He recently got pitched. Geek Filter, feel free to share the link. But Geek Filter recently got announced. He did the cover for a Star Trek Discovery comic that comes out about Grudge. He did the alternate cover art for it, and it's freaking gorgeous. Like, go look at this art. It's the one with like Grudge looking at books like view screen, like the purples and everything. Like, you knocked it out of the park, Geek Filter. I was lucky enough to see some of it as he was making it, and it's beautiful. It is a freaking beautiful cover. Like, go, number one, it's a comic about Grudge. How can you, like, if you don't buy the comic about Grudge, you are disappointing the queen, and you cannot disappoint the queen. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the cat Grudge. I'm not the queen. Grudge is the queen. So go buy that comic. But, like, legitimately, you did a great job on that Geek Filter. Like, absolutely great. Absolutely great. John Vinnels, hard to you. You said, salve, salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Welcome to... John, your message. Actually, no, that's not out yet, but it will be coming out. For those of you who don't know, that so John is referencing The Forgotten City, my favorite game of the year, and actually GameSpot this year did a video that's going to be their top 10 games of the year, and they had a different person talk about each game. So if anyone is curious about my thoughts on The Forgotten City and how much I loved The Forgotten City, probably in the next few days, my assumption would be over Christmas, GameSpot's going to be releasing a video. I'll probably share it on my community tab, but GameSpot will be releasing a video where everyone talks about The Forgotten City. So I got to rant about that game. So thank you, John, for referencing that. But yeah, go check that out because I love The Forgotten City. Such a great video. Such a great video. Not my video. Great video game is what I meant. Like a freaking great video game. Also, No Clip, the YouTube channel No Clip recently did a good documentary on the making of that game. It was made by essentially one dude who quit his job as a lawyer to make the game. So good on him. Good on him. But fantastic game. Andre Jones, I hope this helps. Thank you so much. You are absolutely wonderful. You are absolutely wonderful. Of course it helps. Like, legitimately, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Goes to the Gozerian. It perfectly PG-13. YouTube was being silly. Glad they came to the senses. Yeah, I was very much appreciative of it. And it was nice to know that the system can work. It's sad that the system has to be me getting upset about something. But on the plus side, despite the like emotional frustration that caused it. Number one, thank you to all of you for all that sex and Star Trek stuff, but also put me in contact with people where if this happens again, I have a direct line to like talk to people about it. So frustrating that it happened, but now I have a way to be less like feeling like, ah, crap, I got screwed over by the system. So all in all, while it sucks that it happened, it ultimately came around to being a positive thing. I wish it hadn't happened the way that it did, and it certainly was emotionally taxing, but ultimately it showed me that this community is amazing. And well, I knew that already, but it just reinforced that and also gave me a good way to talk to people who I can actually like talk to in the future. So thank you to that. I appreciate it. Michael Jillian, thank you for your super chat. You said, from one Trekkie on the spectrum to another, live long and prosper. So glad your magnum opus can fly for you. Thanks again for all the education. Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate that. Yes, spectrum Trekkies for the win. Autistic Trekkies. I'm here for all of you and for me. I love you all. So, love to you. Mwah. Thank you so much, Michael. Rito Sophia, hard to you. Thank you so much. You said, hey, Jessie, thanks for all you do. You're one of my favorite new creators of the year. Keep being your awesome, dorky, smart. Oh, thank you, Red Sophia. I really appreciate that. You are wonderful, and that's very kind. I appreciate you. Mwah. Thank you so much. Jet Screamer, hard to you. Thank you so much. You said, have you seen the Steve Martin movie Mixed Nuts? I think the trans character was the most normal. That's funny. No, I actually have not. What was I just recently watched Steve Martin in Only Murders in the Building, which is a great show if you haven't watched it yet. I've never watched Mixed Nuts, and I haven't seen, to be honest with you, I haven't seen a lot of Steve Martin. I've liked Steve Martin and everything I've seen him in, but I haven't watched a ton of movies with him, to be kind of fair. But I did just watch Only Murders in the Building. That like came out on Hulu this year. Really, really good. It's like him, Selena Gomez, and one other actor I'm blanking off the top of my head. But it's a really fun like murder mystery comedy show that I really, really enjoy. And yes, Ozrub, I agree. Trans folks are normal. We are normal. It's everyone else. It's the cis folks that are weird. Cis folks, you're all weird. I don't understand you, cis folks. Sorry, I hard to you. Can you not hear the music? Because I'm hearing music. Maybe it's just really quiet. Let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. Now you should be able to hear the music a little bit better. Let's see, that should make music. Andrew Clegg, hard to you. You said, Jessie, I feel heartened and ecstatic every time I hear your work retweeted by people I've followed from years, and that's a lot. You are in great company. You're supported by the best. You're great, and you have made it. Thank you so much, Andrew. Yeah, no, I was really touched by the fact that, like I said, people who I look up to and have looked up to for years retweeted the video, stated that they loved the video, sent me messages of support in private. Yeah, it's validating and also scary, to be honest with you, because I'm like, crap, now I gotta keep making videos on par with these folks. Gotta just go back to being a small creator that no one paid attention to, and then be like, oh, if my videos suck, no one was like, oh, this is a disappointment. But no, in all honesty, it was sorry, music. But it's really meaningful to see that. Sorry, this music is driving me crazy. I'm gonna go back a little bit. There we go. So yeah, all of that it's an honor. It's an honor, and I do not understand why I'm considered in the company of these great people, but it is truly an honor. It is absolutely an honor. Heart to you, Vale, mwah, mwah, mwah. My lovely dear, you are wonderful, Vale. Merry Christmas, Jessie, and thank you all so much for this community, the love you put into the world. Thank you for all the love you put into the world. Mwah, Vale, mwah, mwah, mwah. You are lovely, you and Corey both. Sharon, oddly enough, heart to you. You didn't leave a message, but thank you so much for being you, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see. Kester Davis, heart to you. Have you ever played EVE Online? Given your love for sci-fi, it might be interesting to you. No, I haven't. I actually have a big backlog of video games I'm going to be playing this year, or this next week. By the way, I'm reviewing Wheel of Time tonight. Wheel of Time is the last video I'm recording. I'm going to watch it and review it after we're done with this stream. And then I'm done for the next week. I'm not going to record any more videos. I'm taking a break. I'm all caught up in everything I need to do. So everyone knows I'm taking a break next week. I'm going to do some video game live streams over the week. But other than that, I'm going to just relax. So I'm going to be playing, basically my plan for this next week is play a bunch of video games to catch up on. So EVE Online I might toss in there, but I want to play Inscription, Half-Life 2 again I want to replay. What else do I want to replay? There's some new games that are coming out. Kenna Bridge of Spirits I want to play. There's a few others. I have a list of games that I want to play. So I'm basically going to just be playing my video game backlog and catching up on a few movies here and there over the break. Like I want to go see Nightmare Alley, Guillermo del Toro's new movie. So basically I'm just going to catch up on my backlog of crap. That's my plan. So Stardew Valley. I'm not a big Stardew Valley fan, but there we go. I'm not a big Stardew Valley fan, but I don't really like sim farmer stuff. That's not a knock against the game. It's just not my style sort of thing. But I appreciate very much Stardew Valley, but it's not really my cup of tea. I like more story, like heavy story driven games, and more like action, like consistent action games, or like steady movement games. Let's see. Tyrion, thank you so much for your super chat. Heart to you. I hope you have a happy Xmas, and thank you for your amazing video. Hope to see you around in Foreign's Discord. Yeah, I am in Foreign Man and Foreign Lands Discord. I just have been busy, so I haven't been able to interact much in the Discord. But I do plan on popping in there every once in a while. But I also have my own Discord that I don't have enough time to spend in, which is upsetting me because I love that Discord. Y'all are wonderful in that Discord, and I appreciate that Discord very much. I wish I had more time to interact there. I try to pop my head in and talk to everybody and see how everyone's doing, but I also am busy. So thank you everyone to the Discord, and I love hanging out in there and seeing you all, and I just try to read everything, catch up on everything, because you're all wonderful. Mwah. That guy, I don't know if you've done this before, but Star Trek ranking. I did a Star Trek ranking of series and movies. Way back, I think I did a video about it a few weeks ago? Months ago, obviously. It was this year. Time. But yeah, I did it recently. But I think, like, if you're talking like best, my favorite Star Trek movie, Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. I'll just do best and worst. Favorite Star Trek movie, Undiscovered Country. Least favorite Star Trek movie, Star Trek Nemesis. Mostly because Star Trek Nemesis' treatment of Troy. And also the fact that it fails to actually really look at its themes. Like, it has interesting themes of like nature versus nurture, but it never actually explores them in any interesting way. The only thing I can give that movie to introduce the world to Tom Hardy, and I can give it that, which I am appreciative for that because I love Tom Hardy. But other than that, it's a very terrible movie. But Undiscovered Country I love. Favorite Star Trek show. It alternates. I mean, obviously Enterprise is the one that I have the most affinity for. Lower Decks is one I have a lot of affinity for. I think probably the best qualitative one is Deep Space Nine, but I have a weird soft spot for Enterprise, and then of course Lower Decks I freaking adore with all of my heart. Least favorite Star Trek series, I will say I don't hate any Star Trek show. I probably connect the least with the original series. That's not hating on it. I love Spock, Kirk, McCoy, and all those guys and gals and MB pals, but I just don't connect with it as much as others do. I connect more with the characters in the movies, versions of them, rather than the TV show version of them. Again, it's still a great show, but the original series is probably the one that I don't immediately connect with as much. Still love it though. There's not a Star Trek show that I would hate. They would all be in like top favorite series. So, Ranter Matt, heart to you. Thank you so much for part 2. Sub Rosa, Unchained Melody. Must see that cliche. Also, hope for a look at Riker's character evolutions and relationship. That is all. Yes. So Ranter, I finished a second draft of my Sex and Star Trek Part 2 script last night. I have a few things that I want to touch upon, but those things that you all mentioned are in there. And I was hoping the video would be shorter. But after doing my first draft of the video was 12 pages, and I'm like, that's shorter because the original draft of part 1 was 2 hours, was 25 pages. So the original was 25 pages. So the part 2 also 25 pages. And that's before I have asked my contributors to... I know some people that I'm going to ask to contribute to the video to talk about certain aspects. So part 2, which will be on the Next Generation, is going to be just as long. Which I look at and be like, oh gosh. So it'll be another really, really long video. But I'm excited about it. I'm very excited about it. And then from there... there's at least going to be 3 more. One I know is a sidetrack, so it's not going to be like that. The first one's on Gene Roddenberry in the original series, kind of. The second one's on Next Generation. The third one I'm not going to spoil because it's going to be a surprise at the end of the second video. But the third one's not going to be Deep Space Nine immediately. We will have a whole video on Deep Space Nine, but it will take a little bit of a sidetrack from there. So I think it'll be a surprise. But the next video is all about Star Trek: The Next Generation, so it will touch upon all those things. John Vinnell's Heart to You. You know what musical is almost as anti-capitalist as Hadestown? Repo the Genetic Opera. I love Repo the Genetic Opera. Repo Man! Zydrate comes in a little glass vial. A little glass vial. A little glass vial. And Zydrate goes into the gun like a battery. Ha, ha. Oh, yes. Everybody's get down and down. Stand up and don't be shy. I love that movie. Very anti-capitalist, too. It is a trashy movie, but it is the best kind of trashy movie. Like Anthony Stewart Head just screaming and belting at the top of his lungs. Absolute joy. Absolute freaking joy. I adore it so much. So, yeah. Freaking great. If you have not watched Repo the Genetic Opera, that movie is bonkers wonderful. Trash, but great trash. James B, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You didn't give any questions, but thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Sending you love. You are absolutely wonderful. Let's see. And people giving love to Geek Filter. Yay, Geek Filter. You are wonderful. Oh, that's right. You're doing an Adira one. I didn't know if we could talk about that, but I'm glad you mentioned it here. I'm excited for your Adira cover. Like, very excited for your Adira cover, Geek Filter. All right. Let's see. Sean, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, hi, Jessie. All my hopes to you. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, Sean. Mwah. Thank you so much, you lovely, lovely person. Just Us Crickets, heart to you. Thank you. You are wonderful. Thank you so much. You are lovely, Just Us Crickets. Mwah, 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 mwah. Sending you love. You're wonderful, Just Us Crickets, and thank you for being wonderful in the Discord, too. To everyone in that Discord, everyone's wonderful, but just wanted to say that. Chloe, thank you so much for your super chat. You said, been rewatching the original Outer Limits on Blu-ray, one of my favorite shows of all time, and it's interesting to know that it influenced Star Trek. I actually haven't seen any episodes of the Outer Limits. I obviously know about the Outer Limits, because I know it's a classic of science fiction, but I've never actually seen it. I've watched the original Twilight Zone a bunch. Like, I've seen a good chunk of the original Twilight Zone series. I saw all of the recent reboot one that got canceled recently. I like that one as well. I think that was definitely much more uneven of a Twilight Zone show, but I definitely think the highs are very high for it. But I've seen a bunch of the old one, but I haven't watched the Outer Limits. Should I get around to it? I probably should. I probably should get around to watching the old Outer Limits, especially if you like it, Chloe. So, heart to you. Aw, I am Earthing. Thank you so much. You're cute. You are absolutely cute. Heart to you. Heart to you, Gretchen Badger. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, can't stay long. I'm running around doing last minute Christmas stuff. I want to congratulate you on the win today and wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh, thank you very much, Gretchen Badger. You probably aren't here anymore because you sent the super chat a minute or two ago, but I appreciate that you said that. So if you somehow watch this back and hear this, sending you love, Gretchen. Mwah. Chloe also you says, also Merry Christmas. Well, Merry Christmas to you, Chloe. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Alex Miller, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Side note, loved Gray this episode. Finally got a chance to shine his relationship with Adira. Thought it was a great for the character. Yeah, no Star Trek Discovery spoilers. I promise I won't spoil any Star Trek Discovery spoilers for anybody. But I really did appreciate Gray in this episode. Also, the Eldra Tor vibes this episode were mwah. But I just, like, I talked about this before, but, like, what I love about Gray and Adira is it proves to me that Star Trek is doing what Star Trek has always done, because it makes trans and non-binary people feel seen and heard and welcome in a big sci-fi franchise. You so rarely see that in big science fiction franchises nowadays, that they're opening to trans people. Or at least overtly. Like, Marvel still is not even getting on board really all that much with, like, LGBTQ people in general. It's just starting to show that. So for Star Trek to be at the forefront of, like, trans people in big science fiction franchise, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that my favorite franchise is doing that and showing that. So yes, 100% agreed, Alex. 100% agreed. I loved Gray this episode. John Dorsey, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, Jessie freaking gender, watching you grow for 2 years. You wielded the shield for me as a super chat back in the spring. Live long and prosper. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I do have the Captain America shield. I should pull that up more so I could grab it at any given time, but there it is. But thank you so much, John. You're wonderful. And yeah, it's been a long road getting from there to here over the last 2 years. Bum 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 bum. Sorry, music. But yeah, it's been a long road getting from there to here. It's crazy. It is kind of crazy to see how much this channel has grown and how much this community has grown over just the past 2 years. Like, I remember I was celebrating, 10K right at the beginning of the pandemic, even a little bit after. So it hasn't been that long that this channel has just exploded. So thank you to all of you for all of that. And again, I've said it already in the stream, but thank you, this community. I would not have any of this without all of you. Like, this is all thanks to you. And so I just want to say thank you to that. Chloe, it's good to see you. I haven't heard from you in a little bit. It's good to see you. Mwah, you're lovely. Hi, Jessie. Merry Christmas. Hope you're doing well. I don't chat much, but your channel is one of my favorites. Take care. I hope you have a wonderful 2022. Yeah, of course, Chloe. You're wonderful. I adore you. Of course, we've spoken in kind of real life, but it's good to see you. Mwah, you're lovely, Chloe. The Dawn of Van Life. You are amazing, Dawn of Van Life. Heart to you. Thank you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love to you. You are amazing. Absolutely freaking amazing. I adore you, and you are wonderful. Mwah. Let's see. Deep Space Nine is my jam. Let's see. Sorry, I jumped ahead. Sorry. Andrew Clegg, good question. Heart to you. The series is going to be my Lord of the Rings. Yeah, exactly. The second Star Trek is going to be my. It's what if I die and I'm only remembered for one thing and it's the second Star Trek series, I will be happy with that. But you see, Andrew Clegg says, Jessie, your 3 favorite Xmas movies. Pretty easy. Number 1, Miracle on 34th Street. Steve Shives actually just did a video on why Miracle on 34th Street is a great Christmas movie, and I second everything that he says. Sorry, I was just moving the Christmas one. So that's number 1. What else would I want to put on that list? Elf is definitely up there. I actually really like Klaus recently. I thought that was a really sweet Christmas movie. I need actually a list. I'm gonna quick. Best Christmas movies. Because I definitely think... I definitely know Miracle on 34th Street's number 1. I would actually even say possibly Klaus. I really liked Klaus. I thought it was very, very sweet. I'm just trying to think of what the third one would be. Probably How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I really like going back to that one every single year. Like the old animated one, if you consider that a movie. So I think that's probably my 3. I actually would say I love... Elf actually is on there too. Probably Elf. I would say Elf, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Miracle on 34th Street at number 1. But I'd toss Klaus in there as a good one. I think Klaus has a little bit of it has a little bit of that special Christmas magic in it that you so rarely see nowadays. So I think those would probably be my 3. So heart to you, Diane. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, I love your videos, and one of the reasons I really want to start watching Star Trek is being able to watch your videos about it. Of course. I try to make by the way, I try to make all my videos about Star Trek accessible to any, other than the reviews. My reviews of shows, like TV, like the TV shows, if it's a review, that is made to be accessible to people who watch the thing. But if all my other videos I make and write explicitly so that if you have not seen any Star Trek, you can still watch it and enjoy it. So don't worry. I'm also going to, I'm planning already, I already have the plans for it. I have 2 videos that I'm making next year. One's already filmed, that's more comedic, and one's just more a little bit straightforward of where to start watching Star Trek if you want to start watching Star Trek, and my recommendations for how to get into Star Trek, where are the best places to get into Star Trek, especially if you have different likes or dislikes. So I'm going to be making that video next year, and then I have a comedic one that's like explaining the timeline of Star Trek, but obviously the timeline of Star Trek is bonkers, so that video is obviously going to be a bit more fun and comedic. It's going to be me kind of having like a mental breakdown as I do the video. So it's a fun one. I feel it's a fun one. Maybe you'll all disagree. So let's see. Heart to you, Michael. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, I was so glad I was able to help where I could, at least in a small way. Infinite possibilities and infinite combinations. Yes, you did help, Michael. Like, legitimately. Like I said, I won't rehash it because I said it earlier, but like, legitimately, everything I have just in general, I owe to all of you, to my patrons, to this community. The video getting saved was all thanks to you, so thank you to all of you, like, for doing that. Like, legitimately, mwah, for all of that. And everyone, it meant a lot. Like, no matter like how much what happened to what each individual person, to me it meant a lot. I mean, part of the reason I was able to get it fixed was because a lot of people made us think about it, but to me specifically, it was just heartwarming and affirming to see so many people have my back in that moment, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you, Michael, of course. John Vinnels, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, R.E. Forgotten City, did you suspect that Sentius knew Dooley would steal from Decius' soul and trigger the golden wheel, thus enabling Sentius to reset, live, and erase? Oh, boy, you're making me forget. Because do you suspect that Sentius knew Dooley would steal Decius' soul and trigger the golden rule, thus enabling Sentius to reset the loop and erase Gallius' status as magistrate? It's possible. I actually see what you're saying. Yeah, it's possible he knew that, but I think, didn't Sentius not... Thus enabling, yeah, I guess Sentius, that makes sense, actually, now that I think about it. So, like, he knew, but I don't think he would want to because it's kind of a risky plan. So maybe Sentius knew, but I don't think that he would have, like, done that, and because, like, he dies too, right? So maybe he could reset the loop, but it's a risky plan because you may not actually succeed. So I don't think, it's possible, I could see what you're saying. I don't think so, but I hear what you're saying. Guessing what? Heart to you, my friend. Thank you so much. You said, Merry Christmas, love your work. Thank you so much, Guessing what? I love you. You're wonderful. I really appreciate it. Mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for your super chat, and thank you so much for the kind words. Chloe, heart to you. I also recommend the 80s run of Twilight Zone. These few TNG actors pop up in a few episodes, especially 2 in one episode. I did not know that. I knew there was an 80s Twilight Zone, but I have not seen any of that one. I've only seen the new one and the original. I've never seen any of the 80s Twilight Zone. I keep wanting to say TNG. Twilight Zone. So I'll have to check it out, especially if there's some TNG actors in there. Give me some LeVar Burton. Give me any more LeVar Burton, and I'm happy. I'll take more LeVar Burton anytime. Andrew Clegg, heart to you. Thank you so much. Captain America versus Captain Britain, soon to come. Do you feel for excitement for what's to come, or do you miss the greatness of Chris Evans? We're talking about MCU, I'm assuming. I am actually really liking the MCU at the moment. I am curious what they're building to at the moment in the MCU, because they have, no spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home, but they clearly are building out a lot of different threats at the moment. You have the Dark Avengers team that you've seen being built up in the backgrounds of like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow, with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. You have this, whatever was going on at the end of Shang-Chi, the after credit sequence at the end of Shang-Chi was being teased. You have the multiverse going on. You have like Vision. There's like a lot of different threads shoved out into a lot of different directions at the moment. And so I'm curious what it's all building towards, but I kind of like that it's not all one Thanos-y threat, but it's a bunch of different pieces on the board. And so what I'm enjoying about the MCU so far is it's building that out, and it's also doing a very good job of starting to pass the torch of the heroes to new generations, and it not just being an instant switch of it being like, and now this is the new Iron Man, now this is the new person, but there's like a subtle shift into a new generation of heroes. Like obviously with Kate Bishop, we have with Yelena as the new Black Widow, you have the new Captain America. Like there's a distinct shift into younger and new heroes in the MCU, and I'm liking how they're handling it without like getting rid of all the old characters just immediately, but obviously sort of starting to pass that off, and also bringing in cool things like the surprise cameos that were in Hawkeye. I will say my one worry though at the moment is a bit of franchise fatigue. There is a lot of MCU between all the TV shows and movies coming out, and so I wonder if it's a little bit gonna get a little bit fatiguing soon. I can start to feel it a little bit, and I also worry that like a little bit about it being too much focus on the grand bigger picture than it is the individual stuff. You saw that a little bit with Loki. I love Loki, it's my favorite Disney Plus show, but towards the end of it, it's like, oh, this is being built up for other stuff, and like a trailer for season 2 of Loki, and also Kang the Conqueror and all this other stuff. So I'm curious. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far, and I'm enjoying it bit by bit, but I'm a little bit worried that there are a few times where you can feel it being like, and wait till the next thing, and wait till the next thing, and it being a little bit more focused on the bigger picture and how it's all going to connect rather than individual stories. It has not gotten too far out of control yet, but I can see that impetus a little bit, and so I'm a little bit concerned about it. But overall, I am very excited. I do miss my Chris Evans, though, very much so. John Dorsey, heart to you. You said you get a couple more bucks for including Enterprise theme lyric in your response without missing a beat, LOL. Of course. You gotta have, come on, John, have faith of the heart in me. Have some faith in the heart in me that I will always make an Enterprise reference if I can. So that one was a bit of a stretch. I was stretching there, but I made it work, I think I did. I think so. Well, I've never seen the original Black Christmas either, Chloe. Heart to you, by the way. Heart to you, Chloe. Thank you so much for your super chat. I've never seen the original Black Christmas either. Ooh, yeah. People are talking about Rare Exports, Catherine Lambeth, as well. Home Alone's also a great Christmas movie. I forgot about that one. Yeah, and Nightmare Before Christmas is great. Yeah, there's a lot of good ones that I forgot about. I've never seen Rare Exports, but it seems like I've been seeing getting a lot of buzz. I know it came out in like 2010, but there's a few websites that I watched that like referenced it as like a really good Christmas movie, and it seems right up my alley. So I'm actually planning on watching. I'm actually meant to add it to my list before I forget. But I remember like it's actually one that's popped up, and I'm actually like I should watch that this Christmas. Rare Exports before I forget, because I will forget. Not Rate Exports, Rare, because a lot of people are talking about it recently. Yeah. Oh, actually, I already did add it to my list. Never mind. Cool. So it's on my movie. I have an app that lets me put movies on my list to watch so I don't forget it. Let's see. Heart to you, Ulysses the Pagan. Thank you so much for your super chat. That is a really generous super chat. You said, we consider doing a vid analyzing Deep Space Nine, Far Beyond the Stars, and Shadows and Symbols. They were very deeply found and that were multi-layered. What the meanings were and what the scripture was trying to convey. So I'm trying to remember what Shadow... I obviously remember Far Beyond the Stars because that's a classic. But Shadows and Symbols... Is that that's season 2. That's the next one where Benny Russell pops up. Okay. Yeah, so I do want to. If I tackled that, like I would love to do a video on Far Beyond the Stars and Shadow and Symbols about Benny Russell. For those of you who don't know, Benny Russell is like the episode in Deep Space Nine where we learn that like Benny Russell was this guy, a black man living in the 1960s who was a science fiction author working at as like one of that like the science fiction magazines that you'd always see. I forget, there's like Asimov's Science Fiction and Fantasy when people would like write stories for it. And he was a writer for that, but and then he invents the story of Deep Space Nine in this setting, and because he is a black man, his story gets shunted down and turned away, and it's one of the most brilliantly acted and directed stories by Avery Brooks, and analyzing like racism in science fiction and science fiction storytelling and many other places. It's a really depthful story, and if I were to ever do a video analyzing that, I would love to, but I would want to bring in collaborators on that because, again, I'm a white person, and I don't want to be like a white person talking about the episodes of the show. Like, I obviously want to have an opinion and talk about them, but I don't think that's something I could do by myself. So I would love to do videos on them, for sure, and talk about Benny Russell and give him a really proper analysis, but I would want to do it with some collaborators. So that's something I'd have to think about while I was doing it, but I would absolutely love to. It would be a great thing to do. Part of the reason that I like the other thing that I'm hoping to do more with my section Star Trek is like learning how better to platform and work with collaborators. I mean, you saw in the first video I worked with the Costume Codex, Aeronach, and oh my gosh, Women at Warp. Kennedy. I blanked on her name for a hot second. Jeez. Kennedy is wonderful. I absolutely adore Kennedy. So I worked with the three of them to add contributors to the video. And for part 2, I'm going to actually have even more contributors, hopefully. I've already reached out to one. I have hope for 3 more. And so that's the plan with the Sex and Star Trek videos, is to start to do that, to start to learn how better to like platform and work with other creators to make videos together. So I would absolutely love that. I would absolutely love that. All right, Geek Filter, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat again. My garage and office is flooding, so I have to go. Oh no, I'm sorry, Geek Filter. Heart to you. I'm sorry I'm sorry you're flooding. I heard it's like raining a lot in Los Angeles right now, so I hope you're doing safe. I hope you're staying safe. Love you, Geek Filter. Heart to you. Jeez, I'll have to message him later. He and I have a message board, messaging thing. I'll have to message, make sure he's okay. John Vinnels, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said AU for elf, where Buddy is named Meladin, and instead of being raised by Christmas elves in the North Pole, is raised by Eldar in Valinor. That's a fun one. I mean, fair. That would be fair. That's fair. That's the Lord of the Rings. That's some Lord of the Rings, I believe. I believe I'm right in that. You're referencing Lord of the Rings there. I hope so. John Dorsey, heart to you, said, Die Hard is a classic Xmas movie. Agree. Yeah, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. It's not like, it has... See, I feel like I have to think about it, because I feel like Christmas movies aren't just movies set at Christmas. They have to have like this spirit of Christmas. And I do think actually Die Hard does have that, because Die Hard is kind of about family and like reconnecting family. Like he reconnects with his wife. And so I do feel like there's an element of that like spirit of Christmas and coming together and having that sort of spirit of Christmas. So I think yes, I do actually consider Die Hard a Christmas movie. Not every movie set at Christmas is a Christmas movie, but I do think Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So there you go. That's my that's my take on it. And yes, you're right, Lewis. It's the Silmarillion. The Valinor are not in Lord of the Rings proper. Unless isn't technically Gandalf a Valinor, or am I thinking about someone else? I believe or is that just God? Valinor is just the god, right? Or is that the realm? I forget. It's been a while since I read the Silmarillion, so my Lord of the Rings lore, like Silmarillion level lore, I'm a little bit forgotten. I know like Barad and Luthien and a few other things, but like my remembrance is because like Valar, yeah, he's a Valar. I forget the exact specifics. So yeah, my Lord of the Rings Silmarillion knowledge is a bit wonky at the moment, so I need to refresh a little bit. Oh, Just As Crickets, heart to you. Thank you so much. Said, to you in this amazing community, I gotta bail, but I'll see you all in the virtual neighborhood. Just As Crickets, you are lovely. Mwah, mwah, mwah. My lovely, amazing friend. Thank you so much. Die Hard is a Christmas movie because it's about people wanting to have a good time getting interrupted by greed. Yeah, that's true. You get people that actually, Movie Meister, that is probably the best Christmas reference you possibly could have made. It's a Christmas movie about people wanting to have a good time but getting interrupted by greed. And if that's not Christmas, I don't know what is. Taryn, Miracle on 34th Street, what version the people want to know? The original. However, the original like black and white one. However, colorized. I actually like the colorization of the movie. So whenever I watch Miracle on 34th Street, I watch the original Miracle on 34th Street, but I watched it colorized. And Steve Shives makes a great point about it. It's that, if you haven't watched his video, it's a really great video, is that movie is, the man is not Santa. He's very clear that he is not Santa, but it is about like finding goodness in our heart and having childlike joy and wonder and finding magic in the world through childlike joy and wonder. And also like what it means to be just uncompromisingly kind and caring for others. And that's why I love Miracle on 34th Street, because it manages to show that there's magic in the world as we live in it now, not just not like magic, but like there is magic in just caring for others and having a childlike, optimistic look at the world. And so I think Miracle on 34th Street is just a wonderful Christmas film that I just adore. And so, yeah, I watched the original, I watched the colorized version. That's my rule for it. Oh, I love Amy Greenberg. I love the Christmas Doctor Who Christmas specials. I have missed them. I mean, I haven't been a fan of Chris Chibnall's run on Doctor Who in general, to be fair. But I haven't really loved the New Year specials all that much either, just in general too. They've always been like, oh look, it's another Dalek thing, yay! And that's even this year. It's like, oh look, it's another Dalek thing, yay! But like, I love the Doctor Who Christmas specials, pretty much all of them. There's a couple clunkers in there, but overall they're all really, really wonderful. My favorite is A Christmas Carol, the Christmas Carol one that they did with Matt Smith. I think it was his first Christmas special. Love that one. That one is actually my favorite. I adore that one so much. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Matt Smith did such a good job of that. But the David Tennant ones are also pretty good too. While it's not great, I actually kind of like the Titanic one, the David Tennant Titanic one. That one's kind of fun. So I do kind of enjoy that one, despite it not being the best. But it's a fun time with David Tennant. So let's see. Your videos make me think about things in ways I usually don't, and I definitely appreciate it. You put so much into them that I always come up with new ideas to compliment, and for that I'm grateful. Oh, LRM, thank you. I'm grateful to you. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. You were really kind. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm glad that my videos make you. That's what I always want to do. I don't always want to make people agree with me. I just want to make people think and hopefully put new things out there and also be just creatively fulfilling to myself. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that, LRM. Mwah. Heart to you. Thank you so much, John Vinnels. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, Sentius, Eshkel says he lost his fear of death because of his time as a Dicurian, and that's why he was okay with sacrificing himself to maintain the loop, though he could still have been killed by the statues. That's true. I mean, John, you're asking me very deep questions about the Forgotten City. I love the Forgotten City, but it's been a hot minute since I've dove into it. I played it like 4 months ago. So I need to refresh myself on the specifics of it. And I also filmed that video a few weeks ago. Yes, apologies, John. I love that game, but I don't remember the specifics enough to get to the level that you're at. I need to replay it. Honestly, at this point, I just need to replay it, I think is what I need to do. Honestly, at some point, I should do a video on it. I need to do a video on the Forgotten City. There's too many things I need to do videos on that I want to do videos on. Forgotten City is definitely up there, though. Maybe. If I do it, I'll have to replay it, and I'll have to do some game capture for it. So, oh, Sarah, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for saying thank you for the content. Well, thank you for being here for the content. Ryan Kennedy, heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. You said, you mentioned improv on stream a few times. I do long form at UCB Inspired Theater. What kind of improv do you do and what's your take on it? I love doing long form. I love doing, like, some people consider it cheating, but I actually like really like kind of structured long form improv. So you have ones where like you kind of know what the scene's like intention is going in, but either the characters, the situation, a whole bunch of stuff, but you like kind of have a story arc structure to it before going in. So I that's my favorite type of improv. I do enjoy just like playing with improv though, and I do like actually kind of doing like one-off scenes of dramatic improv. I'm trained in Meisner acting training as well. So I do Meisner acting, and if for anyone who doesn't know what Meisner acting training is all about being present with a scene partner. That it's all about like, know the lines, but it's about like looking at your scene partner and getting your emotional reaction from them, and being present with your scene partner and getting your emotional draw from your scene partner. So I think that really helps in improv, because improv is all about active listening to the people around you. And so I like one-off comedic scenes with improv where it's just like, you're just really heavily paying attention to your scene partner. But I think probably structured long-form improv is my personal favorite. I did a show, I actually had my improv show last Friday, which it went pretty well. It was a really good time, but we did also it was our improv show. It was a long form show, but it was much less structured. It was sort of like we have a concept for the show, and we get some ideas from the audience at the beginning of the show, and then we just kind of like do a story. And I had a lot of fun with it, but it's not my favorite. I like a little bit more structure to the story. So yeah, I love improv though. I want to do more and more improv. I'm hoping to try and audition for some improv shows in the near future. So hopefully that will happen. And if I do get in some improv shows, I will definitely share. Also, what is the music going on in the background right now? Let me replay some. Okay. Music in the background was acting weird. Luna World, you said Jessie, what's going on? Luna, are you planning to sell any merch or like t-shirts? I see a lot of other YouTubers doing that. Actually, yes, I saw some, I haven't responded to them because I've been busy, but I saw some of my moderators in my Discord talking about that. I do want to do some merch. I keep wanting to, but I just had no time. At this point, I probably should maybe I'll talk to some of my people in my Discord, and people have time to help me out with that, because I do want to do merch. I've been wanting to do like a Nuances of Things shirt, or like Captain Fucks a Probe to Sentience Decker, which is something that someone asked for. So I do want to do some merch, but I need to have time to figure it out. So maybe I'll talk about that in the near future. If anyone, I need to look in the Discord, because I know people are talking about it, but I need to look into it. So. And Jane Becker, apologies. Thank you. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Heart to you. Thank you so much. You're lovely. And I adore the spinning hit. Look at the spinning little hippopotamus being adorable. But yes, I know. Corey, I need to get Nuances of Things shirts. I need to do it. Newt shirts. I don't know how Newt would react to Newt shirts. That would be wonderful. I would love Newt shirts. I don't know if Newt would love Newt shirts. I do have a Twitch channel, and actually I should say I'm planning on, hopefully, unless something comes up, on Christmas Day, which is Saturday, I am going to be streaming. I'm going to stream Saturday night like I usually do, and just play some video games on Christmas Eve, because I'm not going to be doing anything else. Or not Christmas Eve, on Christmas Day. So look for that. That'll probably be happening Saturday night. But also, I'm probably going to be Twitch streaming a little bit next week. So I'll do my Saturday night gaming stream here on YouTube. But then I do have a Twitch channel. If you go pop over there, I'll probably at least stream once or twice during New Year's, the week of New Year's. So keep an eye out over there, because I'm not going to be doing much else. I might have a friend coming to visit. So depending on if my friend comes to visit will depend on how many games that I play on Twitch. If my friend doesn't come to visit, then I'll play a bunch. If my friend does come to visit, I won't play a lot. If my friend doesn't come to visit, then I'll play a bunch. So it kind of depends on if I'm entertaining or not. So. Hard to you, John, again. You're being very generous this stream. You said, also, the words Livia recites in the Forgotten City and Horace's physical maxims are all in real worlds. Oh, yeah, that I knew. That I definitely knew. I mean, Forgotten City is very much based on actual philosophy. Like, they've done, like, philosophical arguments, like, straight up being recited in that game. So, yes, of course. Yeah, that I did know. You said, hey, Jessie, I'm new here, but have you seen the show Fringe? Of course, I love Fringe. That's another show I should do a video on at some point, but Observette March, I love Fringe. I actually got to meet the actress who plays Astrid years ago. She actually was, like, super wonderful, like, one of the most wonderful people that I met. The actress who plays Astrid, I interviewed her because she was also she did the, Jessica Nicole is her name. She did the podcast Alice Isn't Dead, which is a great, if you're looking for a good horror podcast, Alice Isn't Dead is fantastic, and she was the main actress in that, so I interviewed her for that for when I was working at Pride Media, and she was so wonderful, one of the best people I've ever met in my life. Like, she was so kind. And then a few days later, a few weeks later, it was around Christmas, and my company, The Advocate, they had like a big Christmas party to celebrate like heroes of LGBT people that year. They have like a big party that they invite a bunch of LGBTQ people in Hollywood to come to. And Jessica Nicole was there. And I was kind of having a bit of an anxiety attack because there was just a lot of people, and it was like Laverne Cox. So it was like a big party with like a bunch of people. And I'm just like little like ambivert me just being like, there's a lot of crowds, there's a lot of people, social anxiety, going crazy. I'm just like, I just want to hide in the corner. And I saw Jessica, and I had already seen her. I met her, and I was like, I'm just going to go and sneak over here. And she was like, she also talked about like her own anxiety. She also has crowd anxiety. She's spoken about in when I interviewed her. And so she's like, yes, just we'll talk and focus on each other for a few minutes to just like not freak out at the crowd. So yeah, Jessica Nicole, fantastic. Fantastic. I love Jessica Nicole. So yeah, going back to the original question though, Fringe was great. I love Fringe. Leonard Nimoy's great in it. John Noble is fantastic. Like, that whole series was a lot of fun. I even don't like how it ended. I even don't hate how it ended. The final season I think is definitely the weakest, but I really enjoy Fringe quite a bit. It's a strong show from beginning to end, I think. It's fantastic. John Vinnell's Heart to you. Also, what is creepier, the Duat or Carla sections, or the stuff in the Dark Forest and the Unfinished One? The Dark Forest stuff in Unfinished One is creepy as all hell. I love the Unfinished One Dark Forest. It's one of my favorite parts. When you're like going through the darkness and you like come upon the light in the woods and there's the spiders. Lovely. Creepy as all hell. But the stuff in Forgotten City where you're like, you get the, I won't spoil the mission where you get the bow. Terrifying. terrifying. And then also the stuff underneath the city, also terrifying as well. So both really, really good sections. Both have very creepy vibes. So I agree. I think I would probably go with Forgotten City, but the Unfinished One is a great scary section too. Let's see. I'll quick address this because I posted about it in a super chat. Not in a super chat, on my Twitter. But someone asked, how do you feel about Detroit Become Human? I think Detroit Become Human was a good game, but I do think it appropriates a lot of racial ideas that it's not prepared to really tackle and really address, that it's appropriating a lot of those racial aspects, like the Underground Railroad and stuff. And I do think it's a bit trite at moments, like they literally stop police brutality with singing, which is wishful thinking, but I don't think it like fully addresses the inherent problems in some of those issues. So I do think that the game is good overall. I think there's some really strong gameplay stuff in there, but it's got some problems. That all being said, the company that makes it, which, why am I blanking on the name of it? But screw them. Well, screw the person in charge. David Cage, I know, is the man who wrote it. It is by Quantic Dream. Let me just quick rant about Quantic Dream for a hot second. Quantic Dream has a terrible work culture created by the people in charge there, most notably David Cage, who writes all of the games. David Cage is very toxic, very vitriolic, and has literally said in situations, and he's currently on trial for a lot of the stuff in the situations that he has created at that company. He has literally said, quote, all women in my games are whores, which isn't the case, so I don't know why the hell he would say something so freaking awful as that. And then he said, I don't make games for gays, except for he did not use the word gay. He used a homophobic slur. Two things that he actually said. Not to mention the fact that they would like spread like Nazi stuff and sexist stuff around their office as like jokes, ironic jokes, quote unquote. It's awful. It is absolutely awful. And so I'm sure the people at Quantic Dreams are working hard, are good people, but their boss and the people that they do is absolutely terrible. And so I cannot support Quantic Dreams going forward, which is sad because Star Wars Eclipse looks really cool. That's a new game that they have releasing, but I will not be talking about it, covering it, because and to be fair too, David Cage Quantic Dream and David Cage was influential in my appreciating video games. Heavy Rain was revelatory to me as a kid. I adored Heavy Rain. That game was absolutely revelatory to me. But to know that it had to come at the expense of like people's mental health, and this is a constant problem across the video game industry with crunch and things like that. I love video games. I love video games so much, and in certain spaces, I love the video game community in so many ways. But the fact that we have, it's something in all of in our culture today, but especially in video games, that we allow toxicity to breed, allow toxicity to go unchallenged. There's so much transphobia in gaming sphere. I do stuff for GameSpot, and every time I am visible in a video, there's transphobic stuff every single time. And now that is, GameSpot is absolutely like supports me as a creator, supports me as a trans person. There's no problems from that side of things, and I don't think they breed that community. But it just speaks to how much that is just allowed and inherent in a lot of gaming culture and not addressed in a lot of gaming culture. GameSpot doesn't, until like me and a few other trans people are on the team there, don't really know how to address that sort of stuff. And so it is just a constant thing, and I think we need to push back against that. I also need to push back against this idea that video games need to be these big bloated messes that work people to death in order for us to get it. I don't think we need we don't need a Call of Duty every year if it's going to burn people out and push people out of making great works of art. There are so many artists that have been pushed out of the video game industry because they have been burnt out and wrung to death. And I'm just like, there are so many people that are inspired that could make so many great things with video games that have just been wrung out because of that, and by the cultures that people like David Cage create. So I will say, screw David Cage, screw crunch culture in video games. I think we need to really start addressing it, and people need to unionize. That's another thing too. The first video game union, I think in the United States, or maybe it was Canada, was formed just a few weeks ago, which congratulations to them. It's absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to start wrapping up because my voice is starting to get hurt, but I want to make sure I address these last few super chats because y'all have been super kind and super generous this stream, everybody. Brent, you said, for your gender critical video and hopefully make up the pepper chip milkshake I got from Chick-fil-A today. Oh, thank you very much, Brett. I hope thank you very much. I'm glad the gender critical video did well. And yeah, don't go to Chick-fil-A. I've never eaten at Chick-fil-A, and I know they're also terribly homophobic, but no judgments on anybody who eats Chick-fil-A. I hear the chicken's good, but try not to support them if you can. But I can't speak to their food, so I can't tell you if what you got was good or not. But thank you so much for your super chat. Heart to you, John. Am I spoiling anything in Forgotten City? Not sure. I've beaten all of Forgotten City. I got the final ending. But I don't want to spoil too much for other people who have not played the game. But no, you're not spoiling anything for me. I got the final ending. I played the entirety of Forgotten City. Heart to you, Andrew Clegg. When's your next live stream, live watch, and when? So you're talking about like the watch-alongs for patrons, Andrew Clegg? For those of you who don't know, every month I do a movie watch-along for patrons. We just watched the Matrix movies on there. I don't know what the next month's going to be because patrons vote on it. So we'll do a watch-along at some point. I also, I don't want to announce that just yet. I do have a plan with another YouTuber to do a watch-along in February. But I don't want to announce it just yet because I want to make sure I don't want to promise anything that's not confirmed just yet. But there is another watch-along. So I don't know, but we will be soon. We will be doing something soon, so... Foreign man in a foreign land. Oh my gosh, good to see you, my friend. Mwah, 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 mwah. Everyone, I said it earlier in the stream, but everyone go watch Foreign Man in a Foreign Land's most recent video, and not just because I'm in it, but Foreign did such a great job analyzing the intersection of gender and race in his most recent video. I think he did a phenomenal job. It's a really excellent and very vulnerable and open video. Thank you, by the way, Foreign, if you're still listening, like legitimately thank you for being so open and vulnerable in that video. I think it was like really, really cool about like discussing how you as a cishet man think about and conceptualize gender and some of the underlying issues within it, and like how we think about it and how we're so afraid to address like sexuality and gender within all of these topics. You did such a great job for, and I really appreciate that video, and thank you for asking me to be a part of it. And all of you, everyone in this chat right now, go watch it. It's fantastic. Jedi Andy Jones, I know is probably there with the link. Everybody, go once this stream ends. I'm gonna end the stream in about 5 minutes so I can go have some dinner and go watch Wheel of Time. I want you to go watch Foreign because it is so good. I just want a quick run through these super chats really quickly so I can finish out. But Movie Meister, do you follow Seattle politics? What do you think of the politicians like Durkin or Stewart or Gonzalez? Sadly, I don't follow a lot of local politics at the moment because I'm just too busy. Not that I don't want to, and I would like to get involved in politics one day, but at the moment I'm just a little bit too busy with my own crap and trying to deal with like transgender issue stuff that I'm a little bit lost on Seattle politics. So sadly, I can't speak to it too much. Petite Flower, heart to you. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you, you lovely person. Mwah. Mixum's craziest theories. Heart to you. Thank you so much for your super chat. Mwah to you. Sarah, go and check out the costume codex because Sarah is wonderful and she was in my Star Trek, Sex and Star Trek video. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you, Sarah. All right. So, I am going to wrap out because I am getting hungry. My voice is a little bit dying out, but I just want to say before I wrap out, I just want to reiterate what I said at the top of the stream. Thank you, everybody. No. This music is not for this. I want to have. Let me get some nice and let me get some nice and sappy music. Give me some sappy music here. This is sappy music. Before I wrap out the stream, now that I have the sappy music playing, I do want to just say I can put up the music. There we go. To everybody in this community, I just want to say thank you to every single person. All of you, you lift me up. You encourage me. You make me so proud to do what I do. You make me so honored to be a part of this community. Thank you for like catching me when like YouTube was being annoying and frustrating. Thank you for sharing all of that. Thank you for sharing my Sex and Star Trek video. I'm so proud of that video and to have the reaction that it has had with people being so excited about it and loving it and sharing kind words and also sexualizing me, which I appreciate. I'm in on the joke and I appreciate it. It's okay. You can look respectfully. I just want to say thank you to everybody. And I see all the hearts in the chat right now. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you for all the, today, your super chats, I am honestly really touched by everyone's generosity today with the super chats. It is really generous. You pay my bills, you help me eat, you help me feel, not only help me pay my bills and eat, but also allow me to make like really amazing videos and feel encouraged creatively, feel encouraged professionally, connect with cool people, connect with everybody. Like, I would have nothing without you. I would have literally nothing. Everything that I have at the moment is because of you. And I just want to say thank you. So I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. I will see you all on Christmas Day, possibly some video games. If that changes, that something might come up. But I might not play video games. But if nothing comes up, I'll be playing video games Christmas night and doing my drunk stream. And then next week I'm taking mostly off next week. Besides some video game playing, I probably won't have a chat stream until 2 weeks from now, but I'll probably play some video games on Twitch. And also there'll be a video next Friday that's going to be like a fun little video about some of the things that I loved this year and that meant a lot to me this year. So it'll be a fun little easy video. Lucian's editing it right now. So there will be some stuff next week, but it's a little bit of a low-key way to end the year. The Section Star Trek video was really the big one for this month. But I'm excited for the rest of this year. I'm excited for what I'm going to give you next year because I got some cool stuff planned for next year, the least of which is the Section Star Trek series. I have some more stuff planned too. So yeah, thank you everybody. Have happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. If you celebrate Christmas, happy Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I just hope you have a wonderful rest of your year and have a wonderful new year. And I will see you a couple more times before the end of the year. I'm going to go eat and enjoy Wheel of Time. I'll put my review up for that later tonight or probably tomorrow morning. But until then, mwah, my lovely friends and family, I adore you all. Thank you for everything you have given me. Okay. Big hugs. You're all wonderful.